Resident Evil 4, a cult classic that innovated on the control scheme of gaming at its time, coming out in 2005 as just such an amazing and beautiful step in the franchise that is Resident Evil. This game has changed so many things within the gaming industry. Being one of the earlier games to have third person, which is just super cool, it's just really amazing. This game blew everyone's minds at the time of its release. Whether or not you're on the side that really enjoyed what Capcom was doing with this game, or at the time you were an original fan that really didn't like the style of Resident Evil 4. I don't know much about the history of the fan base when it came to this game back in the day, but I know nowadays that this game is praised for being one of, if not the greatest Resident Evil game of all time, and definitely for sure one of the greatest games ever created. Starting off, we have the story. Leon, years after the events of Raccoon City, was forced to work for the government in order to protect Sherry and Claire. On a new mission to rescue the president's daughter, he is sent to a foreign location that introduces a very, very new environment for the franchise. Starting off, just the first cutscene alone just really shows you, it just shows you what Resident Evil 4 is just going to be, from starting in the beginning to the end. There's just so many things I can talk about with this game that it's not even funny. I don't even know where to start. Starting off with the story, I think the story is just amazing. It's just so good, man. It's such a classic and memorable story. The cutscenes and the character interactions, which that's going to be next. You just can't make it up. Capcom knew what they were doing with this one. The story is just so memorable. I've been going in circles with this one. And the characters, don't even get me started on the characters. Leon has to be one of the greatest well-written characters in the entirety of the gaming industry with the way they wrote Leon in this game. The amount of classic and memorable one-liners that he just spits out, he just has a way of being so charismatic in this game. I just don't know how or why it just works perfectly. It's just sort of interesting because Resident Evil 4 seems like a game that wants to take itself seriously, but it just kind of can't because Leon exists. It's just, I don't know, this game, it's so funny and it feels like it shouldn't be, but it just is, and that's just sort of what it is. And I think that's just what makes it amazing. Ada returns later in the game. The big classic surprise that Ada was alive the whole entire time. What? Her character is also well written. It's still the same Ada. I love her way more in this game than RE2. It's just Ada. I don't know what to explain. She just has something. She just has magic. Krauser, Sadler, Ramon, all those characters, the Big Cheese, Lewis, Ashley, all these characters come together in the story and just make this game what it is. It's just so memorable in everything that it is. It's such a good cast of characters. They did a really well job at writing all of these characters. With everything that's been innovated in this game, one of the things that I think has really, really taken a step above in the franchise was its core aesthetic. Being Resident Evil 4, it has such a unique aesthetic in the franchise. Visuals is absolutely beautiful. And of course, taking place in a foreign country, but at the same time, just being so unique to itself. It just looks so beautiful, I can't explain it, but it just has something. It's just Resident Evil 4. You gotta get what I mean. Very beautiful, very unique aesthetic, and just it really makes sense for this game. It's just perfect for everything that it is. It just makes sense. Don't even get me started on the music, man. Whew, that save room thing. Like, shout out to the person who made the original. I forgot their name, but the original sample. It's amazing. Very beautiful, classic, just music, and I don't know. It just does something to you when you play the game and then you finally make it to a save room, and then you just hear this come on. Like, it does something that every other save room does, but just not on the same level as this one. And this is why this one just has to be like a top 3. There's so many good save rooms in the franchise to where they're all technically number 1 in my heart, but it's just some just hits, just I just can't, man. I can't. Gameplay, as I said before, Resident Evil 4 innovated on the third-person camera angle, being one of the earlier games at that time frame to have third camera angles. It's just really cool. And with the third-person camera angle, it added tank controls along with it, so you don't have the same freedom that you think you would for a third-person game. Which, in my opinion, I think this is genius. Like, of course, at the time, it wasn't like you could just run around freely, but at the same time, tank controls mixed with third person creates such a satisfying way of playing the game. I can't necessarily explain it, but it's just so smooth, and the way you can turn, like, I can't necessarily explain it, but it's a very smooth feeling. It just feels good to sort of just run around with Leon in these new controls, and I guess that's why another reason why this game is just so replayable. The combat is just super duper fun. The enemies are memorable. There's really, really cool stuff going on that they really did. They really innovated, and it's just amazing. Of course, you got some notable areas like the iconic village. You can't forget about the village. When you mention Resident Evil 4, you just can't forget about the village. Or even the castle section of this game, which is very amazing. You just explore different areas and very unique place in the Resident Evil franchise. I think it's the first game to introduce like a castle, which again is just really, really cool considering this is Resident Evil. You never would have thought this would exist, but it just does, and it's just really cool. Some related areas in the game are a bit nothing too special in my opinion, like the whole factory area, which there's 2 different factory areas which I'm going to get into. One I really, really love, and it's going to be kind of weird because it's like, why would anyone really love it this much? It's just me, alright? The first one is when, you meet Ada after a while, you get in the boat, you drive, have a little convo, and then she just tips, like she always does, because it's Ada Wong. And then this is the part where it gets much more action-oriented because you're getting close to the end of the game, which makes sense, but that is not necessarily that. The problem for me personally is it's just nothing really memorable. Which again, this is Resident Evil, and this is a franchise that's kind of that, but really nothing memorable. And it's not like I really want to be here, but I have to beat the game anyway, so I just kind of have to do it. And luckily, it doesn't last too long, but it kind of does drag out the game a little, especially when the game gets super duper action oriented, which can be both fun but just annoying, and it just sucks. The second factor I'll be talking about is a steel mill kind of looking area, very rundown, very rustic metal, but for some reason I just love that kind of look. I've always been obsessed with this kind of stuff, these sort of factories, steel mills, and just old buildings that look exactly like this. For some reason, I don't know why, but it's just sort of my thing. Really, really cool that they added something like this in the game. Very, very cool. Back to the combat in this game. I'm sort of all over the place. With Leon, you can do cool new moves. You can do kicks and flips. It's just cool how Leon. You can tell Leon really, really has been trained, gotten so much better at combat to where nothing he's facing is much of a challenge anymore. Sort of just playtime for him. It's just pretty cool. puzzles in this game. Now, Resident Evil 4 is a different kind of Resident Evil game. It sort of started the trio that was 4, 5, and 6. And of course, with Resident Evil 4, I'm not going to go too hard on the puzzles. There's like two fun ones. The one in the beginning, or the first one with the door, and then the other one in the church. With that one's probably the only really puzzle in the game. And there's I think the final one with Ashley that is just wow. I'm not going to talk about that. This game just has so much about it that you could love that you could just sit and talk for hours. Fortunately, I'm not going to do that. Everything I'm seeing is just on the surface level. This game, if you can tell already, I think it's just absolutely amazing. It is a cult classic. Overall, Resident Evil 4 was a major step in the franchise. Unfortunately, starting a sort of downward slope for the series, but we'll get to that later. As the game that it was, it's just absolutely a masterpiece. I think this is a game that should inspire a whole bunch of other games to just not be what it was, but to do what it did, and just be something that its fan base praises all the time and just loves. And such a big game in the gaming industry. It really is one of the best games ever created. And I think Capcom is really good with those kinds of games. I think that's pretty much all I can say for Resident Evil 4. Another retrospective review. These aren't meant to be super in-depth. I never meant for these to be super crazy, detailed. They're just sort of my thoughts and what I think of this game. And of course, by now you know I love it. It's sort of just a personal thing. Anyway, that's all I've got to say for this amazing game. And I'll see you next time for another retrospective review. Nathan Wolf here. Peace out.